Welcome to Burn the Rules with Chet. This podcast is for people who know leadership isn't about titles, noise, or ticking boxes. It's about how you think, how you show up, and how you perform when pressure is real. I'm Chet Hirani, and I work with leaders and high performers across business, sport, and life all over the world who want to take control of how they lead and perform. Not by copying someone else's rules, but by understanding themselves first. Every conversation here is grounded in experience, reflection, and practical insight. So if you're ready to question what leadership has been taught to be and decide what it means for you, you're in the right place. Lead from within isn't about big confidence. It's about not carrying decisions you should have made days ago. If you've got one thing sitting on your head right now, this episode is for you. And remember, this isn't a lesson, this is a reset. And by the end, you'll know exactly what decisions you're avoiding and how to deal with it today. See, avoidance looks harmless, but it's not. It costs you in 4 places. So number 1, energy. Your head never switches off. Number 2, tone. You get shorter without noticing. Number 3, speed. You delay, then rush later. And number 4, trust. People feel the tension even if you don't say it. Look, the decision you avoid becomes a background noise. And background noise is what makes you react. I lived this. I had weeks where I was busy, but the truth was I was carrying something I didn't want to face. A conversation I didn't want to have. A boundary I didn't want to set. And a decision that would upset someone. And here's what happens when you carry it. You start doing small tasks to feel in control. You start replying fast to feel useful. And you start saying yes to avoid friction. But inside, you know you're avoiding the real thing. Look, that's not weakness. That's just a pattern. So I want you to do this right now. Say it out aloud. The decision I'm avoiding is, and I'll complete that sentence. And not a paragraph, it has to be in one sentence. So the decision I'm avoiding is, I want you to complete that. And if you can't say it in one sentence, that's the avoidance actually working within yourself. See, leaders avoid decisions for 3 reasons as well. They don't want to disappoint anyone, they don't want a conflict, and they don't want certainty before they move. But leadership doesn't give you certainty, it gives you responsibility. So let me repeat that again. Leadership doesn't give you certainty, it gives you responsibility. So I want you to stop asking, what's the perfect decision? And start asking, what decision removes the noise, or what decision removes the most noise? So start asking this, what decision removes the most noise? And I want you to use these as filters, right? So what decisions create clarity for others? What decision protects my energy? What decision makes this forward, even if it's not perfect? So pick the decision that gives you the cleanest next step. And by doing that, you'll feel so much better about yourself. And if the decision involves a person, keep it clean. Use this as a structure. The facts, for example, this is what's happening. Or the impact, this is what it's causing. Or the decision, so from here, we're doing X. Or you could have maybe like a boundary if it's needed. And you can do it as an example, like I can support A and B, but I can't do C. So I want you to remember this, but don't use it as like speeches. So no speeches and no over-explaining. Just straight to the point actions here. Because most leaders talk too much because they feel guilty. But clarity doesn't need guilt. So creating and removing all that little fluff around it, okay? And be straight to the point in these certain areas. And when you feel that spike, that I don't want to do this feeling or don't negotiate with me, just say these simple things. This is the discomfort, not a danger. Then act. Lead from within means you move even when your nervous system wants you to actually delay. So do these things today. Write down the avoided decision in 10 words. Write the first sentence you'll say Put it in motion today and in a message, a call, or in calendar invite, whatever works for you. And if you leave it, you'll carry it again tonight. And if you handle it, you get your head back. Simple. So if you leave it, you'll carry it again tonight. And if you handle it, you get your head back. So if you want to know, or if you want to know what you avoid under pressure and how it shows up in your decisions, take the pressure pattern check that I've created. The link's in the notes here. And send this episode if you want to leaders who's acting fine, but they're actually carrying something. And remember, you can't lead a life that matters by following rules that don't. Before you go, take a moment to think about what stayed with you from this conversation. Not what sounded impressive, but what challenged how you think, decide, or lead. See, leadership isn't something you wait for. It's something you practice internally, daily, and deliberately. And remember this, you can't lead a life that matters by following rules that don't. If this episode gave you perspective, share it with someone who's ready to take more control of how they lead and perform. And subscribe wherever you listen and keep redefining leadership on your own terms.